Right, so I don't really know what to make of this movie. It was okay, I guess, but it's really aged. I mean, really aged. I mean, even something like Alien was far superior in its scariness, and it's really obvious what's going to happen, and I think that's what takes the edge off it. I mean, it doesn't, like with other horror films, you have like, you're not expecting where it's going to go, and with this one, it just sort of I could tell everything that was going to happen, and I hadn't even seen the movie before, and that's not really a good sign. And it didn't have sort of like that much substance to it. It just had, oh, it's obviously a night in Halloween. Obviously, I know, obviously, with a lot of films, there's like, oh yeah, here's the title, then the film is what the title is, and it succeeds in it really well, and it's a great film. But I don't think this is a great film. I'm actually quite disappointed by it because after all the great things people say about it, I just think it's mediocre now, and I just think horror films have advanced since then and become scary and more scary than this. And you look at this, which is 35 years old, right? Because the most of the film in 1978, because every film just takes about a year and then they edit it, whatever, blah blah blah. It shows a real age of its time, and it doesn't. It scared me in places, I guess, sort of, but nothing to make me go crazy or jump out a window to get terrified. It's not. Um, it doesn't. It doesn't have that sort of like this character of Michael Miles or Michael Miles, whatever it is. It could have. It could have been more scary the way he portrayed the character, and obviously the mask was scary, and the way he did the breathing was quite intimidating and scary, but it wasn't really there wasn't really that much to it. It was just, oh, he's some psychopath, and for some reason, yeah, we have to wait the audience to wait ages, like a good hour or so, for him to actually kill somebody, and then it just doesn't really say anything. All it does is just, oh yeah, some kid stabbed some woman so many years ago, and then let's plot back 15 years later and feel like you'd like just started the movie and there's nothing there. And I just feel a bit used by this movie. It just sort of opens up and there's no like proper exposition of, oh well, he felt this for this, and oh wow, it's all going wrong because of this thing, and then there's this thing connected, and then it doesn't do that, and then that's why I think it's the big mistake, and biggest problem really. It doesn't have characters you completely connect with, which also I think is another problem. It just sort of has mediocre characters who like sort of care for them, but not a great deal. Like, there's some characters like when they die, you go, oh, no, oh, that's terrible. But obviously, then the movie works, and then you think, oh, it's terrible they died. But then the movie works. But then this, if one of them had died, I was sort of going a little bit, oh, that's kind of gross. But then not really felt anything afterwards. And I think that's the biggest problem, or one of the biggest problems, should I say, really, that there is no real emotional connection, which just feels a little bit lost. And it doesn't have the sort of thing that I mean, Shogun Assassin I watched before this, right? And I feel like Shogun Assassin actually has better stuff going on in it than this. And Shogun Assassin is just a fun, over the top, gory movie, but it's supposed to be fun and up there and on the screen and blood splattering over the top like Kill Bill and Lady Snowblood. But then this is just old, worn out package from like 1917. It's like, if you went back to 1917 and you watched like something they found scary back then, it's not scary now, really, all that much. And it doesn't have that sort of lasting feel that Alien has, which Alien, like, is scary and you think, and stuff, and that still is scary now, 34 years later, but I don't know. This movie's just okay. It's not great. It's not terrible, definitely, but it doesn't. Not like when there's a great like horror film or there's subtext or there's depth to something. There's always something in a movie, and there's not really much in here. All we get is he's so bad. Oh, and then characters say, oh, oh, he's so bad, you shouldn't even let him out. And then like, well, that's not enough. It's too broad to sort of have a movie like this, and then you sort of really knock it on the audience head what's going to happen, and then have no emotional connection with the characters, and then sort of end the movie, and it's like, oh, well, obviously then he survived then, and then there's Halloween 2. And it's just like, oh, for God's sake, this is ridiculous. I'm gonna get shot 5 times in the chest, and then get stabbed about like 3 times by like a clothes hanger, 2 knives, and then still be moving. And they made 6 of these Halloween movies, and the first one wasn't even that good anyway. So what good is it to do 6? Or do 5 more and add 6 of them out there? It feels a bit, oh, for God's sake. Hey, what's that thing called? It's Saw, isn't it? That's exactly what it feels like. Exactly what it feels like. So overall, like I say, not great, not terrible, but it's really gone off the old bat, and it doesn't hang up there with great horror films. And I feel a little bit like it's The Exorcist. The Exorcist was very dated and old and not really that great when you watch it now. Perhaps back then it was, but now it's definitely not. And for that reason, I'm giving this 6.2 for some moments of scariness on a sort of satisfying level, but not a really satisfying level. So 6.2.